Shifting gears, if you like to laugh, Don Ray Smith is our next storyteller, and today he brought with him two of his newest books. Each book features over 50 items of original humor. He has essays, parodies, and poetry. They're $10 a piece, and for today only, you can get two for $20. He said he wanted to make them available to you at the same price as anybody else. You can also buy them at a more expensive price if you go to places like Carmichael's and Borders and any other of the other places around town. So let's make welcome Don Ray Smith.
This is my first visit here. I'm really impressed by this place. This is an absolutely gorgeous setting with a lot of good people to enjoy the afternoon with. Now, my story requires a costume change, so hold on. How you folks doing today? Got a fishing story for you. You want to hear a fishing story? Hold that pole for me, son. That's my best graphite rod. I don't go anywhere without it. All right. Be sure to give it back. Well, sir, there I was making this. What is this, a microphone? See, we don't have these out on the boat. Let me pull that loose. There I was, rolling down 2 lanes of Kentucky blacktop on my way to the lake. You know, there's a reason why people from way up north, from places like Michigan and Louisville, don't come down here. That's why they come down to Kentucky whenever they get the chance. The lake horse, tell me there ain't no heaven on earth, not when I got the lake. Just imagine, sun's just peeking up over the horizon, birds are twittering away in the trees and the air. Man, that air smells just like fresh cut hay. In 30 minutes, I'm going to be at the lake, going to be bobbing up and down in one of my favorite little coves, going to have 3 fishing poles in the water, just daring them bass and crappie not to come to my bait. Now, a sensible person, say one of them sensible city folk, would think I'd be tired of fishing after 20 or 30 years of it, but they'd be as wrong can be. Fishing's what gets me away from this crazy world. Now you be honest and tell me you don't feel like getting away from this wild place yourself a time or two, no matter who you are or what you do for a living. Fishing's what keeps my head straight anyway. Out there where there ain't nothing but fish and water and me and my boat and a whole lot of peace and quiet. Some people get their religion in church. I get mine out at that lake. Oh, if you're wondering, yeah, I got a wife. Have had for 5. Hang on. 6 years now. Well, she says she understands, and I take her at her word. So every Friday afternoon, if the weather's decent, or even half decent, I leave my job at the warehouse, come home, put that paycheck in that sweet little hand of Donna Jean's. That's my wife's name, Donna Jean. Well, Donna Jean gives me that big smile, says we're a team, you know what I'm saying? And we spend the rest of the night making romance. Well, we do after I take my good fishing gear, put it in my truck's toolbox, take the cheap fishing gear, put it in the boat, take the boat, hitch it up to the truck, take the truck, swing it around so it's facing the county road toward the lake. Then we commence to making romance. Well, before you know it, the morning doves are cooing, and I'm standing out there on that porch giving the old lady one more squeeze, and then I'm a crunching down that gravel road toward the lake while she's standing back at the porch trying to figure out how many ways she can spin that check out on the bypass. Well, sir, I'm about 20 minutes from home, less than a mile to the lake, you know, where the road starts dropping down toward the water. Go around this big bend. I'll go around that bend. Here's that big sign I see every time. That big yellow one with that black line down the middle. Looks like the black squiggly snake. What's that telling me, folks? That's telling me there's curves up ahead and I better slow down. So I take my foot and tap that brake pedal to slow down. Guess what, folks? That truck don't slow down. So, okay, I say to I'm going faster, too. So I say to myself, we'll fix this. I take my truck boot, kick that thing a little harder to slow down. Guess what? It don't slow down again. And I'm going faster and faster around these curves, faster and faster, and that hitch is screeching behind me like a burned cat. Well, sir, all of a sudden I hear somebody yell, "That dang Bobby." And that somebody's me. Bobby's my brother-in-law. I put a few bucks in his hand just last week to replace my brake pads. Well, sir, guess what? This is what I got for my money. I got no brakes here. Well, all of a sudden I got to turn that wheel at the very last second before I smash into this big outrageous hemlock. And then I'm a zigging and zagging, zagging and zigging, going faster and faster, faster and faster. And there ain't no doubt all my cheap fishing gear in my boat's flung all over creation by now, right? And I'm going faster and faster, and I'm saying to myself, if I can just get out of that last turn and into the straightaway, I'll be okay. So I go into that bend, and I'm going faster and faster. I hit that straightaway, and I'm thinking, boy, I dodged a bullet on that one, folks. And, oh, Lord, right in the middle of the straightaway, here's this big mound of asphalt. Must have bubbled up with yesterday's heat. Well, it's plain to see I can't go around it. I got to take it head on. So I squenched my eyes down and grabbed that steering wheel, and boys, here we go. I figure I'm going 115 miles an hour when my truck and my boat hit that mound of asphalt, make it 125 miles an hour. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Hit that mound of asphalt, and we all go airborne, all on our own little carnival ride. We must have flew a quarter of a mile, and if you're from my county, you know I don't exaggerate. Half a mile through the air is what we flew. Maybe a mile, who knows. I come down, and boom! It sounds like an atom bomb going off, but guess what, friends? I'm still on the road, ain't busted a single tire, and I'm telling myself, Hoss, you can't get luckier than this. And then I happened to look up at the rearview mirror. Sweet Jesus, the lid to my toolbox has come up, and it's flapping up and down like a bird wing. I can't lose my good gear, not in my toolbox. Well, friends, right then and there, my whole life flashed before my eyes. My very first catch, my very last catch, getting married to Donna Jean, February 7, October 30, May. That big fishing tournament I was in up on the Ohio River, May 5 through 7, 2004, on my honeymoon. That big catfish I caught, that 214-pounder, still make that 230 pounds, still hanging on our wall right above our bed. I can't lose that good stuff in my toolbox. I got my best graphite rod back there. I got my 3 best reels, too, including my 10-ball Baron Beauty with the titanium-plated line roller. I got all my best lures, my jigs, my spooners, hula poppers, nail tails, monkey pooks, spinners, speckles. I can't lose all them. Well, I already told you folks before, I ain't much of a churchgoer, but that's when I started praying. Lord, I know I ain't been as good a fisherman as I could have been. Didn't have to cuss out them jokers who pulled their boat so close to mine last week. Could have been a better husband to Donna Jean. Could have taking her with me on more fishing trips, especially on the anniversary. But Lord, I'm begging you, if you can just pull that lid down on that toolbox until I can get this Ford stopped, I swear I'll be a better human being. I'll be a better husband. I'll start going to church more often. I'll even... And you ain't going to believe what happened then, folks. I look back in that rearview mirror again, and here the lid to my toolbox is coming back down nice and easy, just like an angel was back in my truck bed, had its mighty hand on the lid to my toolbox, and was pushing it down just to keep everything safe, everything that was important to me. Well, sir, right then, I knew there was something a lot bigger than me in charge of my toolbox. 60 yards later, we jackknifed into a stand of shagbark hickory, went nose down in this ravine, face down in the water, so to speak. Well, friends, there wasn't no doubt my $30,000 truck was totaled. $20,000 boat was torn all to heck. Tore up my favorite fishing shirt. See this here? Took my best pair of professional style polarized fishing sunglasses. Broke it into 15 pieces. Although I was in a daze, though, I could see that no personal damage was done to me, other than this little dislocated left shoulder here. Had an 8-inch gash across my forehead, but I had a butterfly bandage in my emergency kit, so I stuck that on. That took care of that. Lost 2 front teeth, but I knew where I could find them. They was stuck in the middle of my steering wheel. I had to find out about my toolbox. Listen, friends, I spun around, kicked that door open, climbed up on top of my truck and looked down, and hallelujah, by and by, the lid to my toolbox was still down. Well, sir, I leaned over, took my hand and pulled up on that latch, and that lid opened easy as pie. There was all my gear all jumbled up. I reached in and picked out my very most favorite reel, my 10-ball Baron Beauty with the titanium plated line rollers. I don't mind telling you folks, some tears were shed that day. 10 minutes later, I saw that the bleeding was pretty much stopped, and then it hits me. Hey, I says to myself, I can walk to the lake from here. See ya. Give me that pole, boy. Thank you, boy.
Thank you. I don't exaggerate much either, but I used to be a fisherman. I caught a fish one time. It was so big, I took a Polaroid picture of it, and the picture weighed 18 pounds. That's bad, isn't it? Thanks, Don.